All right, here we are. It's Friday. It's my last NASCAR report before I go away on vacation, but the guys will be back for next week. But to introduce the guys today, this guy you know, and if you don't,
Hear me? There we go.
I've got the WRYCAPE. I got Rycape coming on here today. As always, he's always here. He's our main NASCAR guy here at the Insiders Room. Rye, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. Happy to be here. We had a week off. It's great to be back. Pocono, it's a local track to me, so I'm excited to get at this.
All right, and our next guest, he's been here before, and if you watched the last show we did, this will make a little bit more sense to you.
Almost.
So, I'll get it right this time. Regular old Matt, not the regulator Matt. But hey, on, if you're winning, it really doesn't matter. So, Matt, how you doing?
Doing great. Coming off a great weekend in Chicago last weekend.
Bro, that's what I was going to ask you. I actually turned it on like right at the end when they're like basically the race was over. Because I heard it was supposed to rain, so I didn't really pay much attention. But you did really well. So, Matt, what were your thoughts on Chicago? Do you like the race?
Hold on. You was there. You went.
So I was there.
To the race.
I was there all weekend, and it was it was an awesome experience. If they go back again next year, I'm going to definitely try to make it again, but I recommend it to everybody. The city fully embraced it. The fans were incredible. Racing was awesome. It was just a fantastic weekend. The rain screwed them again for the second year in a row. If they can get 2 clean days of beautiful weather in July in Chicago, it's going to be one of the sporting events you tell your kids about. If anybody has a chance to actually be able to go check it out, go check it out. I can't recommend going to that Chicago street race enough.
All right. Here's the thing, Matt. The city does embrace it on race day. They don't like it on non-race day.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because it's like 2 weeks before they start like shutting everything down, and then like it takes a week after, and they're shutting down like one of the major streets, Lakeshore Drive. But you listen to some sports stations in Chicago, people that actually are watching, they're like, yeah, if they can cut down the setup time and the takedown time, they'd love it even more. But they think it's a great look for Chicago, and I love Chicago. It's like one of my favorite cities, outside of Vegas. But Chicago's a great city. I love Chicago.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to actually be able to stay on Michigan Avenue right on turn 7. So I walk into the hotel, walk around to the track, and I'm right there. Real close to start finish line. Got to see SVG. Got to see, ran into Frankie Munoz. Frankie Muniz, just walking around Grant Park. It was awesome. Chicago did a great job. NASCAR did a great job, and the fans did a phenomenal job sticking it out through that rain delay, because that was 2-3 hours, and it wasn't just a light mist. It was pouring down rain to where I had to buy my new hat, new shirt. Luckily, I wore some flip flops, so those went in the trash. But it was good. It was a great race, great time, great city. So highly recommend it.
Well, hey, if the fact I think
hold on. Do you know who Frankie Muniz is?
Who, me?
No, I know you do. You mentioned him.
No.
You ever heard of Malcolm in the Middle? TV show. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little, I don't know, some kind of a little old for that. Yeah, but I know. Yeah, when you said the show, then I know the show. Yeah. All right, that's cool. Hey, yeah. If it happens next year, I'm sure it's going to happen next year. If you go next year, Matt, let me know, because I'm only 2.5 hours away.
Absolutely.
I'll pop over for that. I'm just on the other side of the lake, basically straight across from Chicago. All right. So here we go. We're getting a little bit of track facts here for this race. It's the Great American Gateway 400 at Pocono. So, Rye, what are some facts about this race that people should know about?
Yeah, so this is the Great American Getaway 400. We're at the Pocono Raceway, Long Pond, Pennsylvania. This is a 2.5-mile oval. We're going to be doing 160 laps. Stage 1 ends at lap 30. Stage 2 ends at 95. We have qualifying tomorrow morning, 12:45. Hopefully that happens. USA Network or 2:30 is when the race is going to be on Sunday. Last time we were here, Denny Hamlin knocked Kyle Larson in the wall to win this race. Tyler Reddick was second. Truex was third. Larson actually finished 20th after that. This is the tricky triangle. Dan's probably going to ask why they call it the tricky triangle. So every turn has different degrees of banking. One turn's 14, another's 8, another's 6. So it's tricky to drive here. I'm looking for good drivers, people who have history at Pocono. 9 active drivers have won here at Pocono. Hamlin has 7 wins. He won last year. He probably should have won the year before. He crossed the finish line first and got disqualified. Kyle Busch, 4-time winner here. He won in 2021, was his last one. Martin Truex, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Chris Buescher are the other drivers who have won here. So as I said, I'm looking for drivers who have success here. I'm also looking for momentum, but a couple of guys I'm going to talk about really don't have momentum.
All right, so there you go. Speaking of drivers to watch, I'm going to turn this over to the stars of the show and let them break down this race and who they're looking at, who they like, their thoughts on some of the top drivers. So, guys, take it away.
Yeah, so Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson are the 2 favorites here. You have any thoughts of them? I guess I feel like you have to have at least one of these guys outright. I don't think either of their prices are going to get better. So at Hamlin's plus 450, Kyle Larson's plus 550. I think you got to choose a guy.
I'm right there with you. I honestly think Hamlin is going to be the benchmark this weekend. I think he's really going to come out probably in qualifying, set the tone, and really show that, the way that he's run in the past is the way that he's going to run again this weekend. Larson, he always has the ability to show out well. The 2-stage wins the last 2 races, and he's the highest rated driver based on his average finish. I really think those 2 are probably going to be the class of the field this week. But when you talk about momentum, I kind of like Tyler Reddick this weekend. He's got 2 top 2s in the last 3 races. Last week in Chicago, a few weeks ago in New Hampshire. He's running with Toyota this weekend. I love Toyota this weekend. Any way you can get Toyota. His average finish here is 6th in the last 4 races, and I think plus money for where you can get him plus money both top 5 and top 3. I think there's a lot of value on Reddick this week where he's going to I think show out very well because he does have that momentum and he does have that experience at this track.
Yeah, so I don't know if that momentum's good momentum. He probably could have won the last at least 2, possibly 3 races. I don't know. He is the only driver to have top 5 finishes in the next gen car here. He's the only one. I guess I'm not going to take him outright. I actually took him for lap traffic fantasy, so there's that. But yeah, I had him last week in Chicago outright. He finished 2nd. It seems like it's becoming a pattern. So maybe top 3 might be the best bet to go there. I think he's going to be up in the front.
Agreed. I had him outright last week that would have paid for the trip. Thanks, for getting in the wall that little bit. But I agree with you. Top 3, top 5, both at plus money. I think top 3, you're looking at plus 225. I think there's a lot of value there for somebody who's run well here historically and is sitting, and he looks to be running really good this weekend, I think.
I think that's a good price. I don't know how he's going to qualify, but I don't know if I want to wait. I think some guys are going to qualify better. So it might be better to wait. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Now, I think qualifying, if you're looking at maybe getting some action tomorrow on, who's going to win the pole, I think you probably can't go wrong with Hamlin, Larson, a little bit of money on each of those. So, I think they're plus 400 to sit on the pole tomorrow.
I like Wallace for the pole tomorrow too.
Bubba Wallace?
Yeah.
We'll get to him.
Fast track drivers, Chris Buescher. There's a few that I like to pole tomorrow. All right. Where are we at next? How about guys like Truex? No?
Yeah, no. I think I like him here because again, he's running a Toyota. He's in the Gibbs camp, but there's not a lot of value. He's plus 135 for a top 5 right now. While he's run well here historically, he only has one top 5 since 2020.
Yeah.
If you want to have something on him, maybe look at like JGR as the winning team. The price is even money right now on 365. So if you want something on Truex, that might be where you want to look.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think the price is right. He does have 2 victories here, 8 top 10 finishes over the last 12 races, but you really can't take him top 10. There's no good in that. Yeah, I think you'd have to look like he can't even go top Toyota.
Exactly. It's just hard. It's hard to justify anything on him right now at the number that they're giving him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think he's popular this week too. So there's 2 more guys in the Toyota camp I like. They're actually teammates for JGR, and that is Ty Gibbs and Christopher Bell. So we're going to talk about momentum again. Christopher Bell has had the best car, arguably, the last 3 weeks. Had problems. But yeah, if you take away his 2 DNFs in the past 2 races, since Coca-Cola 600, he's had 5 straight top 10s, 3 top 5s, and he's led 471 laps. So that's momentum. He's always fast.
I'm right there with you. I think he's as capable of anyone of having a good run here. He's got a 6th and a 4th in the last 2 races here. He's even money on 365 for a top 5. I mean, as fast as he's run, the momentum that he has, the performances that he's had here the last 2 weeks. If you like Toyota, if you like Joe Gibbs, there's probably no one better outside of Denny Hamlin in that Joe Gibbs camp to maybe show out this weekend and win you some bets.
Yeah, so I figure it'd be Denny Hamlin the best at the track, but Christopher Bell has the best car, driver, pretty much everything. He should be in it at the end. The other one I like is Ty Gibbs. So he actually made his debut here for Kurt Busch when Kurt Busch got a concussion in qualifying. It actually ended his career. And yeah, he went in from Xfinity. That was his first race. He actually did well. Let me see what he did here. Yeah, he was 16th. The year after, he was 5th. So, yeah, he had strong runs. I guess you don't see many first-time drivers or first-time winners at Pocono. There have been a few. Denny Hamlin's one of them. I forget who. Chris Buescher. I think Ryan Blaney won his first one there. But you don't see it a lot. Price-wise, I guess I think it's fair. Maybe top 3, top 5. I also think you should probably use him in matchups. He may qualify well, so I don't know. You might want to take him now. Decent prices.
Price-wise, I think he's $250 for a top 5 right now. Again, the 5th place finish last year says that he can figure it out. If you're looking to be a little bit safer, there is top 10. It's minus 150, so you gotta lay a fair amount of juice on it. But it's giving you top 10 on somebody who I'm a broken record at this point. He's due. Like, he's going to get that win at some point this year. It may be here.
He is. It could be Pocono. I agree with that. I like him. All right, who else do we got? Ryan Blaney. Nothing. I don't know. He has, as I said earlier, he won his first race here. He's been decent at the intermediate tracks. He probably should have won Gateway if he didn't run out of fuel. Charlotte and Texas, he had problems. I guess this track has been good to him, but I don't know. He's tough to take. Plus 1,400. You also look at that number for Ryan Blaney, or like, how can you not take it?
I'm a Ryan Blaney guy. I mean, I'm wearing a Menards hat. I just don't see where there's a path here. He had that sneaky top 10 last week in Chicago. I mean, I was there and barely knew that he snuck into the top 10. This track ranks 24th out of 28 for him, so it's clearly not one of his better places to run. Last four, he's finished 30th, 33rd, 6th, and 5th. Yeah, are the last two the outliers or the first two the outliers over the course of those four races? I just don't see a path. I'll have something on him just because I'm a Blaney guy, but it won't be a lot.
Me too. I agree with that. All right, so this next guy is Kyle Busch, 16-1. Go ahead.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 35 times, shame on me. You know what? Let's make it 26 times. He's the second highest rated driver on this track the last 4 years. Show me something, Kyle. Come on, buddy. Like, you got to show me something. If he doesn't perform well this week with the history that he has on this track, there has to be some kind of conversation with RPR at that point. Like, the history that he has here, the win, over the last few years, here's a couple of stats. He's led the most laps. He has the same number of top fives as the two guys that you and I really like to show out this weekend, in Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. And he does have that win. Plus, and that's just the last 4 years, not taking into account the entire career that he's had at this track. Yeah, I will show me something, Kyle. Show me something this weekend, buddy. Come on.
I'm with you. I'm going to bet on him because of FOMO. I mean, the history's there. It's the first thing I said about the track. You want to look at the history. Yeah, you have to be a Kyle Busch in some way, and I think the way is to take him outright. I don't know how he's going to do in qualifying. If we have we should have qualifying. I don't know. Yeah, I like Kyle Busch. Models don't. I do. I also know him.
He's even money. He's even money, or a little bit better than even money for top 10. So he's much higher for top 5. I'll probably be on the top 10. I'll have something on the outright. Again, the FOMO piece. Yeah, the momentum's not there, obviously, but the history's there, and so we'll bet on history.
That is what it is. I agree. All right, another Toyota you like, Bubba Wallace?
I do. This is his highest rated track. So over the last 4 years, he has an average finish of 9.5, which puts him just slightly above his next best track, where he's like a 9.8. Last 3 years, he's gotten 11th place, 8th place, 5th place. And if he can avoid mistakes, I kind of like him for a top 10. One of my favorite bets that we'll get to later involves him and Alex Bowman. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I kind of like him. I love the Toyotas this weekend. It is what it is. I'm going to be all over Toyota any way I can get it. And I think Bubba Wallace, there's some value there at a top 10 finish.
Yeah. I agree with you that this is a good track for him. The Alex Bowman stuff, it's kind of, I don't know. This guy gets in his head all the time. So I don't know where his head's going to be at. Last year, 5 of the top 6 finishers were Toyotas. Guess who is not? Bubba Wallace.
But he was 11th.
I don't know.
But he was 11th.
He needs the points. He needs to win. That Alex Bowman win really screwed him. So, I don't know. I don't blame anybody for betting him. I probably won't have anything on him. It's all right. Bubba Wallace. All right. So I got think I got 2 more guys I'm going to talk about. Actually, 3 more guys. Yeah, so for top 10s, guy I like is Todd Gilligan. Since April, he was outside of the top 20, but since then, he has a pair of top 10 finishes. He's actually doing better than McDowell in average finish, and he finished 15th at Pocono last year. So we're getting a good number. Let me see what the number is here. No, I don't have it up. Any thoughts on Gilliland?
Yeah, I like that top 10 or the top 15 from last year. Probably not going to have anything on him, but I'm looking at him fantasy wise. Maybe probably in like the driver group game format where I can probably use him again in like a tier C.
I don't know. I might top forward him Sunday morning. Let me see if I can find that number. All right. 25-1. We could probably get a better number. He doesn't really qualify well. Jason Lombard, thanks for coming in. Joey Tron, what's up, man? All right. Yeah, so Eric Jones is another one I like just because of his track history here. He's been in the top 10 a bunch of times. He has 8 top 10s in his last 12 starts here. That's about the only reason I like him. Legacy hasn't done anything. Eric Jones hasn't done anything all season. It's just a good price. Pocono, you never know what's going to happen. You can fucking just be there. Like Joey had.
That's what I had in my notes. The 2 top 10s, I think he was top 9 the last 2 times he ran here. The history, we'll see how he does in qualifying. It might shrink the number a little bit, but that legacy equipment scares me. And the performance all season, yeah. If he's in better equipment, I think we're having a completely different discussion.
I feel that. I ain't mad at that. All right, so the last guy I want to talk about is Austin Cindric. His history here in Cup isn't really good, but his history in Xfinity is. He won here in 2021. He led at least a lap in all 4 of his Xfinity races here. I had a 4th place finish in 2018, which was his rookie season. Yeah, just because of price, I like Austin Cindric. Same thing with Eric Jones. I think he just roll into a top 10. He won Gateway. How did he win Gateway? He rolled in. I mean, it wasn't fluky. I think he was like 6th best driver average at Gateway, but yeah, nobody expected Cindric to win.
Nobody, especially Ryan Blaney when he ran out of gas.
Yeah.
But Cindric, his average finish here is 27th. Yeah, he's done very well. He's done very well in Xfinity. I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot from the Fords this weekend just with the data, the historical stuff that's out there. See how he does in qualifying. I may have to join you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not high on Fords. I'm not really high on Chevys. I think it's going to be Toyota, JGR, 2311, and Hendrick. And I don't think all the Hendricks. You high on Chase Elliott? Alex Bowman has good track history here. He won last week, so I'm not backing him this week.
I don't know. I don't think we'll see Alex until the playoffs.
All right, so moving on. There's a reason this is always up here. It's because somebody's doing well. We got a little bit of fantasy minute. Rye, how you been doing?
Yeah, so on Johnny on the Track, I moved up a couple of spots. So that's good. I think I'm 6th place on there. I was actually 2nd at one point, bounced all the way down to 9th, and I'm back up to 6th. I forgot to look at the other one. But Lack Traffic Fantasy, I was in 7th place, but tonight kind of probably knocked me down. We'll see what happens. I have Tyler Reddick and Brandon Jones is my Xfinity play on that one. We'll see what happens.
All right, Matt, you want to talk about fantasy at all?
Yeah, I think Johnny on the track, I'm starting to slip. I used a lot of the top tier guys, a little bit earlier in the season. I still have a couple of guys left. Probably be looking at Bubba Wallace this weekend in a lot of the one and done leagues that I'm in. And then in the driver group game league, I think it's going to be Hamlin Larson is where you're going to want to. Hamlin Larson Bell is where you're going to want to look for your tier A. Tier C guys, you're going to, your Cindricks, your Gillilands, your Eric Joneses is probably where you're going to want to wind up as well.
All right. Well, before we get into best bets, I just want to ask you guys a question because I saw a thing that was on Facebook, I don't know, earlier in the week, and then people were losing their shit over it. And half of them didn't seem to read the article, but the whole thing about NASCAR testing electric cars.
Yeah.
But people are like, just I'll never watch NASCAR again. And so, what you what yada 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 yada. I just wonder what are your thoughts on whatever
the car looked cool when I saw it in Chicago.
I just saw it live. Yeah, all right. Did you see it drive?
It live. It looked cool, but all right, I may be stupid. I'm probably stupid. I don't understand what's going to happen to those lithium batteries when that thing goes airborne at Daytona or goes hit some grass somewhere in Talladega. Like, what's going to happen to those batteries? That's what I can't wrap my head around.
All right, so you don't think the car's safe?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure they tested it, but I have no idea what's going to happen if that thing catches air.
I think it's cool as shit. It's coming. Everything's going to be electric. It's coming.
Right, I've got two thoughts on it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. So
it won't happen in 2035.
Right. So by the time it happens, I think the battery situation would be pretty much sorted out. And then also.
Yes.
No,
I can almost see it going stages, go almost like a hybrid first, and then straight.
I think that's what IndyCar did. I think last week was the first week they did the push to pass, where they had a little bit of extra battery. Where I think it's DRS and F1, where they're hitting. When you're trying to overtake, you have 60 minutes or 60 seconds or whatever it is of this extra battery where it's giving you an extra 15, 20 horsepower.
Right. Yeah. That's sometimes I've watched it. Yeah. But you have so much, but when you use it, then it goes down. So, you got because I've seen it I was watching a race before and they said, oh, this guy's got 40% and this guy's only got 20%. So in the last few laps, that could make a big difference. Yeah.
But it's just reserved energy. Yes.
I mean,
if Brian Blaney had that, he would have ran out of gas.
Exactly. So you know what? I'm on board. Give me the electric car. Give me
Or I have I have a hybrid. So it's if I'm it's reserve energy. We get so much and then it'll just shift to the battery for a while and it shifts back to gas and so I don't know. It could be interesting. Again, it would change a lot of tactics down the end. But all right, so I'll turn it back over to you guys a little bit. Best bets here. What do you guys like?
All right. So two guys I like outright, I'm taking them outright, are Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. I do like Ty Gibbs for a top 5, and I like Christopher Bell for a top 3. I like Toyota. I think it changed. Yeah, minus 120. So I feel like if you're going to take a manufacturer, you want to take Chevrolet because they're plus money.
I'll be on Reddick outright, Reddick top 3, Reddick top 5. Probably JGR winning team, 23-11 winning team. And then Bubba Wallace over Alex Bowman, minus 135 over on BetMGM.
What is it? Bubba Wallace over Alex Bowman at what price?
Minus 135.
Too juicy for me.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Matt, thanks again for coming on. Where can the people find you? They keep watching you on this show. They're going to say, oh, man, that guy sounds smart. And
sounds.
Hey, All right, I'll take that back. Maybe, I don't know you personally. Just from what I know, you sound smart. Maybe you are smart. I don't know.
Perfect.
I'll find out.
Everybody.
I'll find out next year in Chicago.
Exactly. I can't wait.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Regular old Matt. You'll find me.
All right. Right, Kate, where can the people find you?
Yep, you can find me at Rycape on all social media. All these plays are up on picadvisor.com. And make sure I have a bunch of free plays on the Insiders Room. So get into Discord, Insiders Room. We got free plays there all the time. We win. And insidersroom.com. Make sure you check me out there too.
So Matt, before I let you go, did you get a Chicago style hot dog?
No. Chicago style pizza though. Had a fair amount of pizza.
So it's good? No?
It was great.
It's a pizza. I never had.
Wait. So you got the deep dish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Ate well. Had way too much Goose Island. Way too much.
Yeah, I like Goose Eye. That's a good
grand old time.
Yeah.
All right. Where'd you get the deep dish at? Did you go to
someplace near the track?
Oh, okay.
I didn't leave that Grant Park area 3 days I was up there.
All right. Oh no, sorry. Grant Park's great. That whole area is great. All right. But hey, all right. When I come out, we will leave the area a little bit. We'll go downtown and then.
Not with that traffic.
Whew. Pocono's the same way, man. Oh, it was horrible. Getting in, I thought was bad. Getting out is too, and nobody's leaving. Everybody's coming in.
Friday, we got dropped off a mile from the hotel because the cab just couldn't get there. But whatever, it was great. I got to stop by. We're good.
Depends where you're staying. We can do a walkabout. Trust me. I've been downtown, stayed downtown many times. We can do a walkabout.
I'm in.
Yeah, we may have to go a day early just so we can do the drinking and then get that out of the way, so then we don't miss the race.
Perfect.
All right. Again, Matt, thanks for coming on. I love when you're on. It's always good stuff, especially the Chicago insight. Rye, always, hey, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thanks for everything, for putting the show together every week. Rye, as always, I'll let you close this out.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll be back next week for Iowa. And happy race day. Let's cash some tickets. Go Poconos. Pennsylvania, baby.
Down at Poconos.